The New Orleans Saints are now 2-3 after losing their last 3 games in a row. They started the season 2-0, and things have just fell off a cliff since then. They got absolutely demolished by the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football, and there were a ton of reasons why. But today we're going to be focusing on the quarterback, Derek Carr. Now, if you're the Saints, you elect to receive the opening kickoff of this game for whatever reason, right? I don't agree with that decision because I like the chance to defer the kickoff and get a chance to double dip scores towards the end of the half and the beginning of the second half. But Dennis Allen elected to receive it. Okay, whatever. You're the Saints, right? You get past the 50-yard line, you're in Chiefs territory. You have a really good chance to go down and score on the opening drive of the game, set the tone, put up points, and your 11-year veteran quarterback decides to do this right here. Just absolutely boneheaded decision. I still don't know if he was throwing it up, throwing a jump ball, throwing it out of bounds. I don't know what the thought process here was from Derek Carr, but if there was ever a perfect clip to show you how Derek Carr reacts to any type of pressure, and this is just who Derek Carr is. I mean, you can go and ask any Raiders fans and they will tell you this is just Derek Carr, who he is and who he has been post 2016 injury, right? He just winces at the mere sight of pressure, panics, and just does stupid things. So, and this sucks because the Saints actually have a really good play call here for this pressure. So the Chiefs are going to run a slot blitz, right? They're going to bring the slot off the edge. They're going to spike Karloftis inside, and Penning and Kamara get the protection mixed up. It looks like we'll talk about that in a second, but really that's beside the point, right? We're bringing the slot, and what's the first thing, or one of the first things you're taught as a quarterback against the blitz? Right, we're going to throw where the blitzing defender would have been, and in this case, it would have been right here around Chris Olave's area, right? And Olave's going to be open, like he's going to be wide open, sitting in this zone. He's going to kind of run this little out, but kind of stop in the zone. We got this go or fade ball from Rashid Shaheed. On the other side, we got a kind of like a corner. And again, it's kind of same little thing sitting down from Jawan Johnson right here. So again, the play call is there, right? We have to be able to sit in the pocket, take a hit, and deliver it, right? And if you're Derek Carr, I mean, there you see it. The slot comes. Olave is sitting wide open in the zone. Kamara is a little late getting over to Karloftis, right? But he does enough, right? Like if you have enough time to do this, if you're Derek Carr, if you have enough time to just chunk it up, you have enough time to get the ball to Olave wide open over here. You know, not, backside could have got it to Juwan too, but that's probably eh, I'm fine with that, right? Front side is where we need to go, and Olave is where the ball needs to be at right now. Instead of just, I mean, check it out. Like, look, there's time, right? He had time to make this throw to Olave, and he just makes the boneheaded decision to just toss the ball up instead of throwing into the void of the blitz where Chris Olave would have been waiting for him wide open with the football. And when we take a look at this thing from the end zone angle, we'll take a look at some of the protection stuff that I'm talking about. So it looks to me on this play that um maybe Penning and Kamara get it mixed up. It looks like the Saints, obviously, they're sliding their protection left, right? And I don't know if this is meant to be a full slide. If this was a full slide, we would have everybody sliding this way, including Penning, and then Kamara would step up and take any type of edge pressure. But in this case, Penning um, fans out and takes the blitzing corner, and AK steps up and does what he can to take Karloftis, who spikes inside. Now, what makes me think that they get this mixed up is you see initially AK kind of is the one looking out there at the slot, right? So right there, see he kind of went out that way. Yeah, so you can kind of see his eyes, right? He's looking outside, and then his head snaps. He's like, "Oh, I better pick this guy up." Boom. And again, like it's not perfect, right? But he at least gets in his way and does enough. And Penning does a nice job out there on the slot pressure. But again, like I don't know if there was a mix up between Penning and Kamara or if this was actually the called protection. I'm not sure, but it looks like somebody got a little confused there. But again, I'm not in the room. I don't know exactly what their call is. Let's move on to the next one. All right, next one here. This is a second down and 7. This time the Saints going to go play action. They're going to run what is called a burner in the Shanahan world. And we get tipped and open, and Carr just misses the throw. Again, the Chiefs running some games up front, but it's picked up nicely, right? It's actually really nice protection and a really good job of Carr working the pocket this time. We just got to make the throw. I mean, it's a beautiful called concept, right? We have the deep over, and we have the inside stem to corner, and then Olave down here for a check down. It's a beautifully called play, right? And nice protection, like I said, good pocket movement. Everything is there but the throw. And again, he tries to throw this with some nice anticipation. I mean, it's as an NFL quarterback, you have to make this throw, but I mean, what can you really say at this point? The offensive coordinator can call the plays, but he can't execute them. Play action, nice pocket movement. Yeah. I mean, not really much else to say besides just got to make the throw and would have had a huge play. All right, next one here. This is on a 3rd down and 7. This is one that I've seen a lot of people complain about Carr throwing behind his wide receiver on 3rd down, but it really wouldn't have mattered anyway. I don't love the call on 3rd down. I mean, we're throwing short of the sticks. I kind of understand what we're trying to do here. This is completely designed for Tipton all the way through. We're trying to, have this little switch release out of the bunch. And kind of just, see, you can see Olave was kind of, his intentions were to block the entire way. But we throw it behind the receiver because we get pressured and like real pressure this time, not just Derek Carr, seeing ghosts. But again, the Chiefs had a defender in the middle there anyway to cut this off. So again, don't love the call throwing short of the sticks, but let's look at the protection on this play, why it broke down so quickly. So the Chiefs, I mean, this is pretty simple football, He's coming, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming, and they're gonna blitz the linebacker, right? It's just a 5-man rush. Shouldn't be you know, we shouldn't be letting guys just run scot free. But I mean, when you're starting a guy that ain't really the center, guy that ain't really the right guard, guy that ain't really the left guard, you know, these things happen. And for whatever reason, the center just completely like doesn't see 32. I don't know what is he looking at? Like they're sliding right. The Saints are sliding right. So right, 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 backside, man, man. I mean, I don't know. Am I maybe I can't see correctly, but it looks to me like 32 here is pre-snap on the right side, walked up, right? And I again like well, I don't know what Lucas Patrick is looking at. I don't know. Like so if you're Derek Carr, I mean, he kind of just does what he can on this play. Whatever. On to the next. All right, next one here. I'll sprinkle in some positivity. It's always nice to see when you get the perfect play call against the perfect defense. So, this play here, the Chiefs are going to be in quarters coverage. Okay, you got quarters, flat player, and this is going to be the 3 receiver hook player. He's always going to open up to the 3 receiver side. So in this case, it's going to be this side, right? And this is just a really, it's a good play call against the defense, right? We're going to have Olave kind of just sit right here and occupy this flat player. And then we're going to have Rashid Shaheed take off. And what do we know about Shaheed? He's fast, right? So this guy is going to continue in his back pedal. And then Rashid is just going to stop right here and become wide open over the middle. So again, really cool concept against quarters coverage. So you can see the snap, this middle hook or this, excuse me, this 3 rec has his hips turned this way. Don't got to worry about him. We're totally reading this thing front side. Olave occupies that flat player. And again, this player right here is still respecting Shaheed's speed. Shaheed just sits down. Carr puts it on him. Boom. Really nice job. All right, next play here. And I think this is a good play that really illustrates why the Saints need somebody outside of Shaheed and Olave at the receiver position, somebody you can count on when the Chiefs do something like this or when any team does something like this against the Saints. So 3rd down and 7. This is Olave, kind of a corner slant, flat, slant. Okay, so this is man coverage against man coverage for the Chiefs here, and it's a good as far as the offensive call goes, it's a good call against man, right? We get these rubs, trying to get somebody open, and it looks initially like we want to go to Cedric Wilson here, 11, but it's just again, Chiefs man coverage, really good coverage, right? But what they do is, so this is Olave here, right? And at the snap, this safety is going to work down, and they're going to double Olave, kind of an inside out type deal, right? These two for these two, and then who's the other guy that the Saints that you have to worry about in the receiving core? This guy, Rashid Shaheed. What are they going to do? They're going to work a safety over top of him, man to man, and that leaves, either Kamara, who really is just, again, just kind of running a flat, or Cedric Wilson, who we look for um, off the rip. Now, this ends up being a nice job by Derek Carr working through this thing and getting a first down to the tight end over the middle late. But you'll see here what I mean. Like, so we're gonna snap it. Boom. I mean, everybody is just kind of plastered, right? Cedric Wilson here, jammed at the line, no separation whatsoever. We're doubling Chris Olave. We got a safety over the top here, Rashid Shaheed, who really runs a flat anyway, but it kind of just doesn't matter. Good coverage there. And then again, Carr works through it and hits the tight end. But again, like, teams are just going to continue to do this, right? As long as they don't feel that the Saints have a third receiving threat, they're just going to double Olave. They put a safety over the top of Rashid Shaheed, play man coverage, and dare you to get open. Next play here, this is going to be play action, 2nd down and 7. And Derek Carr is going to be looking for Shaheed here all the way. Okay. And looks to me just like a miscommunication between Carr and Shaheed, right? It looks like Shaheed is expecting the back shoulder, especially given how tight the coverage is, how tight the man-to-man coverage is. Shaheed expects the back shoulder, but Carr just throws the go ball. Again, I don't know. Either man really isn't wrong in this situation. It's just simply not being on the same page, right? And I mean, from the get go on this thing, as soon as Derek Carr sees this, he's going to Shaheed, right? And you can see pre-snap, he's trying to hold the safety with his eyes. So play action, he's holding this safety with his eyes, right? Looking left, and immediately comes back to Shaheed. And again, like, if Shaheed maybe keeps running, this could be a completion, but it really was nice, tight man-to-man coverage from the Chiefs. And again, just not on the same page. All right, next play here. This is a 3rd down and 7 in the fourth quarter. I don't like this one. I think we predetermined where we're going to go. I think Carr's seen man to man down here, press. I think he just immediately sees that and he thinks he's going to go to Shaheed, which, he's fast, right? It's not the worst idea in the world, but it's covered and you'd like to see him relax, reset, and hit the open receiver. So, again, we got sort of like a slant coming open here. We got the go, sit. Chiefs, they're going to bring 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This safety got man to man. This safety is just going to kind of lurk in the middle of the field, man to man coverage, right? So take the snap. Again, we're just kind of rushing our drop, right? He sees everybody's blitzing, but he's not trusting his protection. And look, I get it, right? But you kind of just have to. You got to trust what's on the field, who you got out there. I know we got guys that shouldn't be out there playing, but you got to sit in there, read the field, and pick up a first down on a huge 3rd down in the fourth quarter for your team instead of just chunking this thing up and not getting anywhere near close to receiver. So, again, let's take it back, right? So, I think he predetermines he's going to Shaheed here. But backside here, we got Wilson who's going to come open on this slant here, okay? But for whatever reason, Carr is just backpedaling, panicking in the pocket. We leaving 6 to protect against 6 defenders. Like, the protection is there, right? But I mean, keep your eye on Carr here. Just watch Carr. I mean, we're throwing a fadeaway ball here for no reason, right? Let's take this thing from the end zone view here. Get a better look at it. So boom, right? That the protection is there. Like, look at all this room. Work this pocket, dude. Do what you're paid to do. Work the pocket. Find the open receiver on a huge 3rd down. Why are we throwing jump balls? Or not jump balls, fadeaway. Like, why are we doing that? We don't have to be doing that. It's just bad quarterback play. All right, this is the 4th down and 8 to end the game. Well, not in the game, but pretty much in the game, right? Carr got hurt, incomplete. We're throwing it up to an undrafted free agent from Yale, wide receiver. Um, Look, pretty simple. Chiefs know Derek Carr is not good under pressure, so they send everybody. I mean, they literally send 8 guys. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8 guys, and the Saints block 7. So there's going to be somebody coming free. Derek Carr knows this. So really the only thing he can do here is just buy enough time and just chunk it. And that's exactly what happens. Now, look, it's 4th and long, right? You can't really have any short routes. You got to have or routes developing down the field to pick up the first down, right? It's 4th down. So I don't mind the concepts we got on the field. I just like if we're gonna throw it up, like it's got to be to Olave. It has to be, right? He's your best receiver. Like it just cannot be to Mason Tipton. And no disrespect to Mason Tipton, right? But this is an undrafted free agent, guys. Like this is why I'm a huge fan, a huge, I want to say fan of it, but like if the Saints were to acquire Devontae Adams, I would not hate it, right? Because they just don't have a big bodied option that can go up and make contested catches with the game on the line right now. They just don't have it. I mean, look at the coverage, right? This is man on man. Like this is like my guy is better than your guy. Look at the coverage that the Chiefs have on the Saints receivers. There is no separation whatsoever on anybody. Okay, and I mean Derek Carr. That's actually a phenomenal throw from Derek Carr here. Again with the free rusher in his face. Like it is a phenomenal throw. But it's look who we're throwing to. What can you really do, right? All right, so looking at the protection on this play, and again, it's pretty simple. The Chiefs bring one more guy than the Saints can block. They're going to slide their line to the right of the quarterback, I believe, right? Yeah. So we got center accounts for 20, right guard accounts for him, pinning out here. Moreau ends up taking 6, and over here left guard, this guy, left tackle, this guy. Kamara accounts for 32. And guess what? That leaves number 27, scot free, in the quarterback's face. Yeah. Boom. And again, Carr, beautiful throw, honestly. Like, considering the circumstances, we just don't come down with it. And then with that, that of course ended Derek Carr's night. He hurt his oblique. We'll see how that, plays out going forward. But again, like, this game came down to the defense giving up humongous amounts of yards, right? Good in the red zone. We didn't go over that in this video. This video focused on the offense, obviously, but you know, starting the game with that boneheaded interception really changed things. Missing Tipton wide open down the field. Obviously, you got to hit those explosive plays when they present themselves against the Chiefs. The inability to run the football, which we didn't even get into on this game, we just focused on the passing, or we didn't get into on this video. We just focused on the passing game. And the Chiefs just playing excellent defense, right? Really tight coverage the Chiefs played on the Saints in this game. The Saints, who knows if they can fix it moving forward? I know they're in talks with Devontae Adams' team. We'll see how that plays out, but they got to get it cleaned up and cleaned up quick. Got Tampa Bay next, a good football team in the division. So we'll see what happens. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.